Hey, what do you know? What do you say? Sup, YouTube world? It's your boy, Luke Hazy the Don, TrapAffiliates.inc. You know what I'm saying? And I told you guys a few weeks ago I wanted to drop this video. And been a little busy lately, things going on. You know, so excuse me for my tardiness. You know what I mean? But anyway, subject I want to elaborate on today. Are you ready? Because it's about to get real. You know what I mean? The one time, the black eyes, you know, the killer whales, the fuzz, the police, whatever you want to call them, that's what I'm speaking on right now. And, you know, coming from someone like myself who dealt with them throughout most of my life, I want to give you my perspective, excuse me, my convict perspective. No, I'm just kidding. But, I want to give you that on, based on the fact that it seems like there's some misconceptions on why it is people don't like them. And I'll tell you, it's not because people are just criminals. You know, it's not because they're just following the rap community and sticking behind it. You know what I mean? There's reasons behind it all. And I'll tell you, you know. And, you know, before I get into it, I want to extend my respects and say I'm not taking a jab at all law enforcement, just the crooked ones. And, you know, and my attention to this video, you know what I mean? And it's to address the people, you know, attention people that are at the workplace, like, oh no, bro, another black guy got shot, so now the black community's gonna throw a fit again, you know, and it's like, you just want to go shut the fuck up. You know, I'm talking to you guys, you know, the people who go, you don't want trouble from the cops. It's simple, bro. Don't break the law. Charlie, it's not. It's not always that simple. You know what I mean? And, just cause someone is a gang member doesn't give the cop a right to come up and bang on them, you know, fuck with them, talk shit, you know what I mean, and shit like that. And, you know, it's not cool, right? If that individual is not breaking the law at that point in time, no reason for that, right? Tell me I'm wrong, because it happens, trust me. And it's happened to me. And I'll give you a backstory, you know what I mean, as to one of the times I experienced the police brutality. So, when I was 17 years old, you know, around this time, I'm on juvenile probation, and I'm fresh off a house arrest, right? So my first night out, you know what I'm saying, I wiggled out to the party with a couple of homeboys out in Brentwood, California. And while having priors like I did at the time, I didn't want to get in no trouble, you know what I mean? Make shit worse on myself. I just wanted to have a good time. So, anyway, we get to this party. And it's cool, you know, I'm throwing back some Henny, chasing it with some OE, straight mob shit, right? But, you know, little gigging going on, getting my groove on. And there's some high notes there, so things are chill, hyphy, but chill at the same time. And then, all of a sudden, we're kicking it, right? And we hear, bah, 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 bah. We're like, the fuck? Me and the homeboys kind of look at each other like, oh, we're all here, it ain't us, you know? So we walk outside, and we look both ways, you know, and we're like, okay, nothing going on this way, nothing going on that way, there's no one outside, nothing going on. We didn't know if someone was just letting shit off from their backyard, or someone got smacked in the cuts, you know, but either way, we were like, fuck it, this ain't our hood. We walked back to the party, like, active and we function, you know what I'm saying? And, so we get back to the party, you know, it's cool, just chilling, sipping, you know. And it wasn't until like a half hour later, the one time shows up and they knock at the door. And we see them putting the flashlights through the window and all the shit, you know. But the blinds are closed, so they can't see us. And mind you, the terms of my probation is I'm not supposed to be associating with gang members. But I was doing such. So I head to the back room to hide in the closet, you know, just because I didn't want to violate my probation. And, you know, it's not like I ran. It's not like they seen me, you know. So I wasn't thinking, you know, it's not like I broke the law it's not like I evaded, you know what I mean? I just hid before they seen me. So the homeboys are stashing shit and things. They're getting situated. And then they proceed to let the police in the party. So when they come in, everybody's sitting on the living room floor except me. But I could hear everything going on, you know. And the cop says, we're here for some fireworks. And we all know what that means. You know, they obviously think the shots came from the party. They're like, yeah, we're here to see the fireworks show. And then they ask, is anybody in the back, you know? And they're all like, nah. And so they're like, all right. And I'm like, fuck. And I hear one cop coming down the hallway like, if anybody's back there, come out right now. And, you know, but I didn't, you know, because I'm thinking, man, this is just cops like trying to break up a party like they usually do, telling everybody to go home. But since they thought the shots came from the party, they were kind of looking as much as they could without a warrant. Like they can't root shit. They were just looking places. And, so anyway, sure enough, this cop opens up the closet door and he sees me. And all I could see is the bright flashlight in my eyes. Because the room's dark, you know. And, you know, that's all I could see. And all of a sudden, boom. He fucking hits me square in the eye. And he's like, let me see your hands. I'm like, fuck. And so I slowly and calmly put my arms through the clothes hanging in the closet, right? My hands are clearly up. I'm cooperating. And he's like, I said, let me see your fucking hands. Boom. Fucking hits me in the fucking mouth. And so I'm like, oh shit. In my mind, I'm thinking he's trying to portray the fact that I'm resisting. And I was like, all these people are listening to this shit. No one could see it. So they might just think that, you know? So I'm like, shit, this fool's gonna shoot me, right? So I fucking leaped out onto the fucking ground by his feet, flat on my stomach, you know? And mind you, my hands are still up, you know? Hands are still up in there cooperating. I'm like, and I said, I wanted everybody to hear it. Even though I know I didn't resist, I was like, I give up. And you know what I mean? He drops his knee on the back of my neck. And at this point, I hear all the cops rushing to where we were. And he hits me one more time. He's like, quit resisting. I'm like, fuck. And I was like, I'm sorry. Right? And the cops they come in thinking I resisted. So they my hands are still upright and they fucking yank my arms behind me, cuff me, right? And when all this is going on, I'm kind of making noises like, you feel me? So it could sound like everybody could hear this shit, you know? And, you know what I mean? My homie told me that there was this white boy, this pussy little white boy out there laughing. And I knew who he was, you know? He wasn't a nobody. He was out there laughing like, oh shit, he's getting tased. You know, it's still fuck you if you watching. I ain't gonna mention his name, but you a sucker for that one, boy. And, anyway, I'm not getting tased. I'm getting fucking just beat on and roughed up by these fools, these bastards. So eventually they pull me out the room and they take me outside, sit me on the curb next to two of my homeboys. And mind you, the homeboy right next to me, he's a fucking fool, you know, he's fucking straight bavoso, right? And and the cop asked me, he's like, what's your name? And mind you, again, the terms of my probation, I'm not supposed to be associating with gang members. So in my mind, I made up to my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna give him a fake name. So I says, my name's Harold Larson. And immediately the homie next to me starts fucking busting out laughing like, and I look at him like, yeah, for real? Like, fuck nigga? And, you know, like, what's your problem, bro? And he's like, and the cop's mad, obviously, at this point. He knows I just lied to his face. And, so I eventually try to tell him my real name and he doesn't believe me, you know, cause he doesn't trust me now. He's still mad. And he puts us in the back of the squad car and, he's looking me up on the computer on the front dash, you know, that they got in the cop car. And finally my mugshot from juvenile hall pops up, my probation terms, gang file, all the shit. So now he knows I'm not lying. So he takes us down to the station, you know, Brentwood police station. Sets me and my homeboy in two separate holding cells for a couple hours. And they're still being dicks, you know. And my homeboy, he actually had brain surgery when he was born. So his head's a little off-shaped, you know. He got a big rainbow scar on the back of his head. And they're fucking making fun of him and shit. And believe it or not, they actually printed out a picture of old boy from the Goonies, you know. Hey, you guys. You know, that guy. And fucking printed out, taped it to his release papers. I mean, that one was kind of funny, you know, we all laughed about that one, even he did, but pricks, right? You know, so anyway, a few hours pass by, and my mom comes to pick me up, you know, she's cool, she's not pissed or nothing. just because the real one that she is. You know, she still don't like to block us till this day, because they done busted her door down time and time again on our helmets. But, you know, they didn't pay for the doors that they busted through, so you can't blame her there, you know. And after all that, you know, after them beating on me when I was fucking cooperating, you know, did I file a police report? Did I file a complaint against them to get them in trouble? Hell no. You know, it just wasn't the way I got down. And mind you, back then, especially back then, my mentality was any form of snitching is snitching in my book. So I just wasn't going to do it. You know, still wouldn't. And, but you know, anyway, yeah, like, you feel me? And then I got court the following month, and I get charged with that, right? And I'm going to tell you what I get charged with. And think about what they did. They tried to act like I resisted, right? But I'll tell you what my charges were. I got charged with associating with criminal street gangs, is how they worded it. Failure to notify my PO, police contact, and being out past curfew. You know? No, I didn't get charged with resisting arrest, because they knew it'd be bullshit. They didn't want to type up their police report. If I did really resist, they would have wanted to do all the paperwork, because it would have pissed them off. They just wanted to beat my ass. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's all I got charged with. You know what I mean? Didn't get charged with no resisting. But anyway, that's what got me my 6-month program in the Byron Boys Ranch out there by Stockton, California. And if you don't know what a 6-month program is for juveniles, it's you do good in 4 months, you get out. That's your first early date. But, you know, mine, it turned into 6-month mandatory due to clicking up in there, you know. But that's another story for another day. So anyway, I get charged with that, right? Do that time. But anyway, you be the judge, you know. Did I deserve to get done like that? You know? Fucking grown men beating on a minor who is clearly cooperating. You know? What if they would have did that to your kid? You know? These are all facts, you know, like, I ain't woofing over here. Ain't no woofing. We don't do that at Trap Affiliates Incorporated. You know what I mean? And another thing, you can't, when it comes to the gang shit, you can't judge a person for adapting to their environment. You know what I mean? You know, if you would have grew up in an area like that, you probably end up in a gang too. You know, sometimes people grow up in the mix unwillingly. And some just, as for people, you know, dudes who live in a nice neighborhood, who grew up in a nice neighborhood and try to follow that path, I can't tell you other than they're faking the funk. That's all I can say about that. You know, I'm giving you the perspective from the real streets and what it's like. You know what I mean? And, you know, like sometimes you'll get guys in the gang too who experience it, who they actually don't want to bang. You know what I mean? They just want to, they feel like they got no choice. If there's anybody out there watching this that's like that, just walk away. You know what I mean? If it ain't for you, don't stick with it, because it's going to go bad. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just like, if you're not fit for that lifestyle, don't do it. You know? Like me, I really grew up in the mix, and I really took pride in it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to promote gang things. I'm just saying. And you know, sometimes, like I was saying, you'll get guys in it who, you know what I mean, don't really want to be there. And then they'll experience police brutality. And that cop won't know that he just beat up like an innocent kid. You know what I mean? Who ain't got no killer shit in him. And so it's like, yeah, it's just an ongoing circle of hate with law enforcement and people in gangs. Even when, you know, like I said, even when a guy just chilling, don't matter if he's a gang member, don't give him the right to come up and beat on him. You know? But anyway, I hope you, and not to mention, what about the people who had been wrongfully killed by the police, you know what I mean? Think about the victims, you know, think about those families. That's all they know. You know what I mean? I might get some heat from this video, I might not. But it'll be worth it. Just if one crooked cop sees this shit and realizes the type of shit that they do, then it'll be worth it to me. You know what I mean? And I think some of you can agree. You know, as for you who ain't never been nowhere, who I'm lacing up, you know, I hope this opens your mind a little more. You know what I mean? I hope next time you think before you judge from the outside looking in, think about how the families feel from victims from police brutality. Because police brutality is a real thing. You know, wake up and smell the reality. You know? And, but anyways, that's my 2 cents. You know? Again, I want to extend my respects. You know what I mean? Hope everybody has a positive day. Chase that goal which you want to prosper in. Follow it. You know? Take care of your loved ones. Like and subscribe to this channel. And hit that bell notification for upcoming content and music. And thank you for the watching. This is Lucchese the Don, and I'm out.